And a fair bit of tension as well. The first major event of Crufts 2020. A little buzz of anticipation. And this is the lineup for the Agility Relay Crufts team. All large dogs, by the way. Wessex Borders, Thames All-Stars, Berkshire Dog Training Club, all about agility stars, and Prestwick, Paul's abilities. And just rolling forward to complete our lineup. I think there's probably another page there, which I'm sure will come up very shortly. There you go. D Force, and finally White Horse Agility Training. 7 teams of 4, and we have a course time that I've just heard, which is 200 seconds, and I would imagine that most people will be comfortably inside that. First team to go, Wessex Borders.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen,
the first to run is going to be Fiona Hadley and Cara.
This is the team. So obviously we need a judge.
And I think we're going to welcome our judge, as always, the routine here at Crufts. It's Martin Cavill from Newport in South Wales, architect, been judging for a dozen years. Got 8 dogs in his house, so he should know what it is about.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is going to be marking.
Martin is also one of the 2 British judges to judge at the European Agility Championships, which we're holding later on this year. And there you see, just walking across the ring, Mr. David Isbister, who's the other Crufts judge this year, and you can see he's just positioning himself out of the way of the dogs that are competing, but he will move and be in a position to mark the up on that dog walk.
Okay, so
2 pairs of eyes on it. So Wessex Borders, the first to go. Cara, 3-year-old Border Collie. Fiona Hadley, the handler. Tight turn. Tunnel looms, but over the A-frame instead. Down that far side of the course. Again, a little bit of hesitation going into the tunnel. Back the seesaw, steady opening round, nothing too rapid. Up and down over that dog walk. And they picked up 100-odd points there at the faults as well.
They have. That was for an elimination for going underneath the jump, and we will just have to wait and see the judge's decision on that, because they didn't go back and correct the fault. So it's possible that could be a team elimination. We just need to wait and see the judge's interpretation of that.
Okay, so that's not the start there they wanted. Here comes Sophie Bolchin with Lexia, 6-year-old Border Collie. Sophie, hugely experienced. 14th time at Crufts, and 21 years of age. But we will wait and see what happens about those 105 faults that they have picked up early in this ground.
And the thing to remember about team competitions is, even though you get faults, and they've got 110 faults at the moment, is you've got to keep going. I've seen these competitions won on 100, even 200 faults. So the important thing is to keep your head and keep going.
They kept the head, they have kept going. Here is Sophie's mum, Eleanor Bolchin, with Tengu, 4-year-old Border Collie. Absolute dream come true for Eleanor, who gets to run with her daughter. Tengu letting us know that he is in the building.
Across the centre of the arena, up on the dog walk.
Nice and clean, good contact at the end of that dog walk. Reminder, they have to touch that white bit at the end.
17 into that rigid tunnel. And we've got our anchor lady going
and
next.
Last to go now,
which is Jill.
For Wessex Borders, Jill Matthews and Jimmy, 5-year-old Border Collie. First time at Crufts last year.
There she goes, coming down towards the tunnel. She's got to go in the left-hand side of the tunnel. She looks at it out over the same jump. Nice tight turn. These competitions are won and lost on these tight turns. See the dog going a bit wide there. Those are precious seconds lost. Must touch the end there. Nicely done. Into the weaving poles. They must complete them correctly. Coming out on the left, if you want to know. And now another tight turn coming down towards the finish. This looks as though it's going to be a pretty good start to the competition. Finishing in a time of 160.936 with 115 faults.
Okay, so let's welcome into the arena. These are the 10.
Nice and carefully down there. onto the dog walk, and you see the dog goes under it, and in order to avoid an elimination, they must take the dog around and redo that jump.
That doesn't sound too good for them.
What we're attempting to do is get all 4 members of the team around
Good style through the weaves.
fastest possible time. So first
Next to go, Sarah Crouch, Thames All-Stars and Paige, 6-year-old Border Collie. First time competing for these two in the team event. Thames All-Stars, one of the biggest dog clubs in the country, based in Reading in Berkshire. And a tidy and quick start from Sarah and Paige. Good contact again at the end of the dog walk. Have to enter those weaves from the right-hand side. Turning and looking for that tunnel and finding it, and finally over the Kennel Club at the end. Carol Dicker and Ginny, 3-year-old Border Collie, next to go for the Thames All-Stars. Ginny's first time in the main arena, very proud to be here and part of the Thames All-Star Club as well. And so far, there's a bit of hesitation there, but in the end did ignore the seesaw and go for the tunnel. Another tight turn. Now you can go over that seesaw. Well done.
Yeah, just losing the odd 10th here and there. A little bit of miscommunication. The dog not quite sure where it's going, but don't forget these are big events for dogs and handlers here, so there's a lot of pressure. This is a team event. Not only yourself you're letting down, but it's the team as well. Big hesitation as well, wasn't there, at the end of the dog walk, that will cost precious time. Just cleared that final one as well. This is Rhea Broom for Thames All-Stars and the 9-year-old Whippet, Olivia. First time for both of them at Crufts. First time for the Whippet, who is taking things pretty steadily and not very keen to go over that particular jump, and doesn't look dreadfully motivated by the whole thing to my eyes, Graham. It can be a big ask for some of these dogs, because 98% of all the competitions that we run in this country are outside and in the fresh air on grass, and now this is a completely different environment for them. You've got the crowds in, you've got the spotlight, you've got the commentator, you've got the artificial grass, and although they do try and prepare throughout the year for these competitions, some dogs it just takes them a bit longer.
Sure.
I expect if we saw this dog compete again later on today, it would be a completely different dog.
Yeah, but at the moment, Olivia doing things very much in her own time, and will ease her way round through those weaves very gently and stylish and dainty, but a bit of speed lacking. And round a little turn, the tunnel. You wonder if they'll come out. She'll come out this morning from it. There we go, and finally over the Kennel Club. We will not forget that particular round. Last to go, Thames All-Stars. It's Doug Lewis and the German Shepherd Cross, 8-year-old Dieter. A rescue, first time competing at Crufts. And again, if you want to see what a festival of dogs we always have here at Crufts, look at the difference between the last two dogs, man.
Yeah, it really is a sport for all. Not everyone can compete at the highest level, but that's the same with whatever activity you take part in. But Doug here, he won't mind me saying, he's actually 68 years of age. He does a fantastic job, and you know, he's doing a really good job. Looking at the clock there, they're already into the realms of time faults, so you'll see those ticking away now. 20 faults at the moment. But this is still, unless they don't get eliminated, it's going to put them into first place, and there we are. So 20.731 time faults, and 20. So that's their number of faults, 25 faults. And look at that, just making sure that it tips, almost sliding off there, but that was a good seesaw. And just so there, that's a refusal. Such a shame. And the lovely Zeta.
So we're on to team 3.
Watch for this quartet. Last year's winners, Berkshire Dog Training Club, Jessica Fairhugh, and Dora is first to go. One to watch. Jess, part of last year's winning team. And Dora and Jess also running in the singles and championship class. So we are expecting something pretty tasty from the Malinois 4-year-old Dora and Jessica Clairhugh.
Yep, takes no prisoners, this dog, gives it 110%. You can just see the enthusiasm and the fun that this dog's having. I'm not quite so sure about Jess. It's always a bit on a knife edge with this dog. But look, this is what it's all about. Dog is having a marvellous time, and she's a great handler, Jess.
And proper speed over the dog walk as well. This is the quickest dog we have seen so far, Dora, the 4-year-old Malinois. Over the Kennel Club to finish, a fine finish too. Here goes Greg Derritt, addict, 6-year-old Border Collie. 30 years here at Crufts for Greg, started way back, and very, very quick as well is addict. Out through that first tunnel, tight turns, no time being lost there. Over that seesaw, great contact there as well. This is very tight and very tidy and quick. Good contact, no fault so far for Greg and for addict. Through the weaves, again, great pace. Tight turn there, then it'll be the tunnel, then the Kennel Club to finish. Great round from Greg and addict. Anthony Clark, very experienced and protest, 7-year-old Border Collie. Part of last year's winning team, all top-notch dogs and all top-notch handlers these. Anthony Clark, hugely experienced, Graham.
Class team this, and the pressure now grows because this is dog 3 or 4, so the quicker they get round and the least faults, the last dog to go is going to carry all the pressure here.
Through the weaves at the top of the course as we look at it. Then that tight turn off that through the tunnel, and that is the round done, and a very good round and a very quick time as well. And faultless so far, Joanne Tristram and Bright, 5-year-old Border Collie, first to go and picking up 5 faults, also part of last year's winning team. Bit of hesitation there, went right and then veered onto the right course. That'll cost precious seconds. Good over the seesaw, right in front of us this is. But just missed that landing point on the seesaw, 10 faults there. Okay, and a little hesitation coming off the dog walk. Again, in and out of the weaves. The speed is really good. A few faults have been picked up here, but this has been an excellent, excellent performance from the Berkshire Dog Training Club, rounded off by Joanne Tristram and Bright.
So finishing on 15 faults in an absolutely fantastic time there. And just look at the style of that dog, one footing through the weaves. Greg Derritt, one of the most experienced competitors we've had in this country. And then the dog calling the dog, and then Joanne Tristram bringing up the rear now, just having the pole down, so picking up one of the 5 faults there. And the team total is 15 faults, missing the up on the dog walk. A-frame, I do beg your pardon.
Next to go, all about agility stars, Mike Bendel and Spy, 5-year-old Border Collie. First time at Crufts for Spy.
Okay, lovely. So we're ready to welcome our next
represented great Team GB in Belgium this year, and Mike saying he loves every single run with Spy, the 5-year-old Border Collie. All about agility stars.
So our top team is
ready to go.
I'll just talk you through this. So it starts off 1 and 2 round, and then there's a pull off the tunnel onto the A-frame. They must make contact with the white bits on the way up and on the way down. Another test here, getting the dog to go into the what I call a non-natural end of the tunnel. And then this is control, must touch the ground before the dog gets off it. Tire, nice sharp turn into the dog walk. You can see our assistant judge there marking the up. And into the weaves. They must go to the right of the first pole, then alternately after that. And this is shaping up to be a really, really nice round here from Mike.
Next to go, Annette Parker and Mays, 9-year-old Border Collie. And a good partnership, these two. A bit of hesitation at the bottom of the A-frame, where now just lost a fraction of a second there. Looking to regain that time in front of us now. The seesaw, good contact with a wide at the end of it, as Graham has been saying. You have to do that, otherwise you get penalised. Again, just losing a little bit of time. How about over the dog walk? Okay, steady. Again, a hesitation at the end of that. Tail wagging and enjoying going through the weaves. Tight turn, tunnel, Kennel Club to finish. Good round, well done Annette and well done Mays. And now Amy Bennett and Eyre, 10-year-old Border Collie. Competed for 20 years here at Crufts. Ran for Great Britain at the World Championships as well. Proud mum is 10-year-old Eyre. Got some of her pups competing elsewhere at Crufts this year. And once again, this is good from All About Agility Stars. Reasonably quick, and just the 5 faults picked up so far. 1 to go after this, just to remind you. Scrambling through the tunnel and completing the round, Laura Hinchley and Pixie, last to go. And this is looking pretty good for All About Agility Stars right now, Graham.
They can afford 1 fault on this course. I don't think they're going to beat the time of Berkshire, which was absolutely amazing, but they just need to get round here. She can afford 1 more fault to put them on a total of 10.
It's going to be very close, and they're going to have an exceptional finish to beat Berkshire's time of 1:41, but they're not going to be that far off it. And that's a really good effort from Lucy and from Pixie. 1:44.6.
Into the lead they go. 5 faults and a time of 1:44.614. Really sensible round that. They knew what they had to do.
Well done, the All About Agility Stars.
And again, one-footed style going through those weaves.
So that
Fantastic.
is the new bar that has been set. That's the time to beat.
Making sure that the judge had seen that contact.
Thank you very much. Take that, Sonny Runs. Fair dues, fair dues. I'm sure that